Hi family, what's up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Felicia Mofa and in today's video we are going to continue divorce prescription. So if you are new to this channel, we are currently reading a story called Divorce Prescription about Adam Alvarez and Celine Tate, Misguided Love. Thank you so much for clicking this video and I believe you are not going to regret it because you are going to love the story. And if you're an old subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. I really do appreciate you guys. I don't take you guys for granted. I really do appreciate you guys a lot. So we are going to continue from chapter 96 onwards because the last time we ended at chapter 95. So I'm not going to waste much time. Let's get right into it. Adams lowered his head and kissed Celine's ruby red lips fiercely. The vibration was unceasing. Carly was still calling. Celine felt the thrill of infidelity once more. She and Adam were legally married, but it felt like they were having an affair behind Carly's back. Adam's kiss was ferocious, like he was punishing her. He first gnawed on her soft red lips, then he swooped in with the intensity of a roaring thunderstorm, robbing her of all her breath. She was nothing but an enchanting fae who loved seducing him. Larry has said something very true. Celine loved seducing men so much that a perverted scumbag aimed at her such a young age. Her slender hand made its way to his body and slitted up his shirt. Adam panted and released her immediately. Are you for real, Celine? Celine's face was colored with a delicious blush. You don't like it? Celine's face was colored with a delicious blush. You don't like it? That night in the Westwood Villa, he pinned her against the wall. Even though none of them brought up what happened that night, they certainly didn't forget about anything. Adam's voice was hoarse. Why? Celine looked at him. Thank you for coming to my rescue today. I want to repay your kindness. After that, we don't owe each other anything. She wanted to repay him like this. She didn't want to owe him anything. Adam stared intently at her with his eyes red. Celine continued, you don't have to feel obliged. This will be a secret kept between us. I want to tell Carly. Adam's eyes got a few shades darker. Celine pecked Adam on his lips. Her eyes were gleaming as she looked at him. I'm really good at this, Adam. She wanted to say that she was good at this because she was a doctor. But when Adam heard it, it ignited a roaring flame in him, causing him to kiss her hungrily. His self-control flew out the window as he allowed himself to bubble in the sea of passion and desire. After a long time, Adam held Celine in his arms. Her face glowed warmly as she lay on his chest. They didn't say a word as they shared a moment of serenity that came after a passionate ordeal. After a while, Celine wanted to get up. I need to go to the toilet. Adam's voice was still husky. I will carry you. No, Celine turned around, wanting to get down. When Adam hugged her from behind, Celine avoided it, but it had caused her to bump her head on the head of the bed. Ouch! Celine yelped in pain. Adam was quick to massage Celine where Celine had bumped her head. Did it hurt? Celine looked at him. There were still traces of lingering desire in his eyes, but more so, she saw tenderness. He was looking at her tenderly and gently. So this was what he was like after a passionate encounter. He really doted on this woman. Celine's heart melted into a puddle of goo. It didn't. Really? Of course, she giggled as she buried her head in his arms. Suddenly, there was a sharp knock on the wall. This time, it was Ryan's turn to knock on their wall. Celine was startled. She immediately went silent. Adam cocked his eyebrow, who was the one asking if he had certain troubles. He was surely able to prove Ryan wrong this time. He covered them both with a blanket. Are you tired? Chapter 97. Celine suddenly exploded in a fit of giggles as her eyes shone under the blankets. So what's so funny? Adam asked, his voice husky. She looked at him and asked, should I say yes or no to that? Her coquettish words were the right amount of allure. It was enchanting and attractive. Adam laughed. He leaned in and kissed her again. In the master bedroom of Tate Manor the next day, Lucy lay in Hayden's arms, satisfied. She rubbed her arms around Hayden's neck and complained playfully, you got me aching. Hayden pinched her chin and smirked. Satisfied now? Lucy harangued flirtatiously in response. Carly had given Hayden a call and Hayden came home immediately. Hayden asked Lucy who was in his arms. Had Larry really taken Celine away? Yes, Celine is finally gone. Our Carly is going to become Mrs. Alvarez very soon. You are about to be the first father-in-law of the richest man in Murray City, honey. Hayden guffawed. He was elated. You've done well this time, Lucy, dear. Lucy was in bliss. An entire night had passed. Celine was sure to be Larry's plaything by now. No one would disrupt her happiness from now on. She looked happily at Hayden. Carly had given Hayden a call and Hayden came home immediately. Hayden asked Lucy who was in his arms. Had Larry really taken Celine away? Yes, Celine is finally gone. Our Carly is going to become Mrs. Alvarez very soon. You're about to be the father-in-law of the richest man in Mercy City, honey. Hayden guffawed. He was elated. You've done well this time, Lucy dear. Lucy was in bliss. An entire night had passed. Celine was sure to be Larry's plaything by now. No one would disrupt her happiness from now on. She looked happily at Hayden and scoffed coldly in her heart. Hayden would never know whose daughter Celine was. Lucy and Hayden left their room and saw Carly in the living room. Carly was seated on the couch toying with her phone with a frown on her face. What's wrong, Carly? I can't get a hold of Adam, Mom. He hadn't answered my phone call since yesterday night. He would never do this before. Her woman's intuition told Carly that Adam had changed. Lucy was unbothered. Mr. Alvarez is a busy man. By now, no one would disrupt her happiness from now on. She looked happily at Hayden and scoffed coldly in her heart. Hayden would never know whose daughter Celine was. Lucy and Hayden left their room and saw Carly in the living room. Carly was seated on the couch toying with her phone with a frown on her face. What's wrong, Carly? I can't get a hold of Adam, Mom. He hadn't answered my phone call since yesterday night. He would never do this before. Her woman's intuition told Carly that Adam had changed. Lucy was unbothered. Mr. Alvarez is a busy man. Carly, you have to be understanding and be good. You can't be holding so tightly onto him. Celine was already taken away by Larry, so what are you still worried about? Okay. After hearing that, Carly smiled once more. She held Lucy's hand and said playfully, Celine had finally disappeared. You are the best mom. Then Carly looked at Hayden and said, fire that female secretary quickly. Dad, you can only treat Mom well from now on. Hayden sat beside Carly and looked lovingly at her smiling face. Then he agreed tenderly. Okay, I will listen to everything you say, Carly. Carly curled her lips haughtily and looked like a perfect spoiled brat. Suddenly, a helper walked in hurriedly and said, There's someone outside wanting to meet with you, Mrs. Tate. Forgive me, guys. It's my baby girl. Lucy lifted her head. Who? Help, Miss Tate. Mrs. Tate. Larry's voice had just rung before he barged in. The injuries on his body were aggravated, and it caused his face to ashen in pain. He plopped onto the carpeted ground immediately as he entered the living room. He couldn't look more beat up than that. Lucy, Carly, and Hayden jumped to their feet in shock as they stared at Larry flabbergasted. Why was he here? Didn't you just take Celine away yesterday, Larry? Why did you come back? Hayden questioned. What's going on? I didn't live with Celine, Mr. and Mrs. Tate. However, Mr. Alvarez had closed off all the exits on land. He came and rescued Celine. Chapter 98. Carly was in disbelief. Did you say that Adam came to rescue Celine and took her away? When they brought... Carly was in disbelief. Did you say that Adam came to rescue Celine and took her away? When they brought Larry back, they had everything planned meticulously. Everything was supposed to go well, but Adam had foiled their plans. Adam had rescued Celine and took her away. All the joy they had felt previously was completely gone. Carly was suddenly reminded of Adam not answering her phone calls last night. Was he with Celine the entire night yesterday? You have to save me, Mrs. Tate. Mr. Alvarez locked me up. I escaped on my own. If he catches me again, it's over for me. Larry was so fearful of Adam. He wanted Lucy to save him. Of course, Lucy had to save Larry. He was her trump card. She simply couldn't allow her trump card to become trash. What are we going to do now, Mom? Carly asked. Hayden was a little displeased. Lucy had finally done something that had appeased him, but it had gone south once more. What do you think, Lucy? Lucy looked at Hayden and said, Please, don't get angry, yes, honey. This isn't over yet. Carly's eyes gleamed. Have you gotten a good idea, Mom? Carly, give Benjamin a call. He usually likes you a lot and is the most obedient to you, right? It's time to put him to good use. Benjamin really liked Carly and had always honored her as Adam's wife. Carly nodded. Okay, I'll give Benjamin a call right now. 30 minutes later, Benjamin arrived at the Tate Manor in a rush. Lucy, why did you ask me to come over in such a hurry? Lucy heard onto Benjamin. I will introduce you to someone. Benjamin. Larry plopped on the ground and knelt before Benjamin. You got to save me, Mr. Goodwin. Benami was confused. Aren't you Celine's adoptive father? What's going on? Larry burst into tears. Celine despised me since I came from the village. Mr. Goodwin, she thinks that I had brought her shame and refused to acknowledge me. She even sent people to beat me up. Look here, all these injuries on my body are thanks to her. She wants me dead. Lucy sighed at the side. I didn't think Celine would be so despicable. Benami was enraged. Celine is a fucking mess. How could she even bear to beat her adoptive father up like this? But I mean, are we really going to just sit back and watch Celine continue her wretched ways? What do you say we do, Mrs. Tate? Let's organize a press conference, Benjamin. Can you gather all the mainstream media of Mercy? We will expose her true colors to the world, Lucy suggested. Benjamin nodded. Sure, I will do it right now. I have to show Adam and Nate who Celine truly is. Carly and Lucy shared a knowing look and smiled. They knew that Celine would never make public her past of being molested by Larry. Once a girl was labeled as a victim, her dignity would be destroyed. They just needed to hold tightly onto Celine's weakness, and they would be able to control her for the rest of her life using Larry. They could make sure that she only lived in darkness forever. They were excited to see how Celine would deal with the press conference. Lucy looked at Carly and said, Carly, Benjamin is really good to you. You have to hold him close. Carly smiled and replied, Don't worry, Mom. Benjamin loved Celine. He is her best weapon of choice. He was clearly exploiting how much Benjamin liked her to make him do all the dirty work for her. In the CEO's office of Alvarez Group, Adam had already returned with Celine since he had a business meeting to attend. He brought Celine to his office directly. Leo suddenly walked in hurriedly. Bad news, Mr. Alvarez. Larry had escaped. Chapter 99. Adam frowned. He looked up from his documents and looked at Leo. Where did he run off to? He went to the test. Mr. Benjamin had already gathered all 36 of Mercy's mainstream media companies to do a press conference to expose Mrs. Alvarez for abusing and abandoning her adoptive father who had brought her up. Adam pressed his lips. What the heck was Benjamin doing? What are all of you doing? How do you do your jobs like this? Larry is castrated, yet he's still able to escape. Leo's sweat beaded heavily on his forehead when he saw Adam for me. Mr. Alvarez, actually, I told Leo to allow it. Celine's clear voice rang all of a sudden. Adam looked at Celine and asked skeptically, You? Celine nodded. I told Leo to deliberately allow Larry to escape. Adam's gaze was deep, like an abyss. Why would you do something like that? They are planning on doing a press conference now. That scumbag has plans to stick to you for life. I will send someone to the Tate to grab him and bring him back. The press conference will be cancelled. It will be like nothing had ever happened. Whatever you don't want anyone else to know. It will be like nothing had ever happened. Whatever you don't want anyone else to know, they won't ever find out about it. Celine knew that Adam was completely capable of covering this whole thing up. And if he did do something, he could leave no traces behind. Before this, she was thinking of how how he would react when he knew what had happened between her and Larry. He didn't think of anything else. On the contrary, he would protect her. He was protecting the tattered, wounded, and rotten place in her house so the world wouldn't find out about it. Then she wouldn't have to endure odd looks from the people around her. She wouldn't have to endure people pointing fingers at her. And most importantly, she would no longer get hurt. Celine interrupted him. No need, Mr. Alvarez. From now on, you don't have to do anything. I'll deal with this myself. She would deal with this herself. How would she deal with this? Adam didn't quite believe her. Celine, you? Mr. Alvarez, Celine smiled and playfully winked at him. You've already helped me once. You don't have to help me anymore. I'm afraid I won't be able to repay your kindness. The atmosphere shifted the moment Celine's voice echoed in the office because she had just remembered how she had repaid his kindness last night. Naturally, Adam was also reminded about her method of showing gratitude last night. He retracted his gaze and looked at his documents once more. His voice was unbothered and cold as he muttered, Up to you. Celine looked at him. Ever since they left the B&B, Adam had resumed his usual aloofness. Of course, we know that they had stuck to their promise. Only both of them were aware of yesterday night's events. Suddenly, a familiar voice was heard. What's going on with the press conference? Adam, why are they saying that, Celine? Nathan had arrived. She saw Celine immediately. She was elated as he exclaimed, What are you doing here, Celine? Guys, I almost cried, guys. Seriously, I don't know. I just remembered what happened to me in 2024 just now. I almost cried. Nathan sat beside Celine and said, "They are all saying how evil you are for despising the poor and sucking up to the rich. They are also questioning your audacity to abuse and abandon your adoptive father. Do you believe them, Mr. Lynch?" Of course, Nathan didn't believe any word of that. If you love the rich and despise the poor, then why won't you like me? Why won't you accept my pursuit? He would like her to know that he was a very wealthy man. Celine was speechless. Adam, who was seated in his office chair, looked a little grim. What were the both of them doing? How could they flirt in front of him? "Where were you last night, Celine?" Nathan asked all of a sudden. Last night, Celine's heart was about to leap out of her chest. "Why? I tried calling you twice, but it didn't go through. It's the same for Adam as well." Nathan's eyes lingered on the both of them. "Were you two together last night?" No, Celine was quick to deny it. "I wasn't with Mr. Alvarez last night." Adam scoffed in his heart upon hearing her quick denial. Was she really worried that Nathan would find out that they were together last night? She was so good at lying to men. That little liar. We are going to chapter 100. Chapter 100. Nathan looked at Adam. "Adam, why aren't you saying anything?" Adam's elegant face was apathetic as he replied, "She's already said everything there is to say now, didn't she? Whatever she said goes." Celine was a little embarrassed. "Mr. Alvarez, Mr. Lynch, I'll head out for now. Please excuse me from this conversation." When she was done, she left. Nathan went to Adam and grumbled unhappily. "Adam, you got to do better next time." Adam looked at Nathan and confused. "Next time when I'm with Celine, you have to find an excuse to leave so we could have a chance to be alone together. You got it?" Adam was speechless. This was his office and he was unwanted here. He replied with half. You two leave then." "Wait, Adam, what's with this attitude? I'm your best buddy, and if your best buddy is pursuing a woman, shouldn't you help him out? You agreed for me to pursue Celine the last time." Celine, Adam didn't know what to say. Celine was still legally his wife, and he didn't like being cheated on. Adam smiled and said nonchalantly, "You are a pro in the romantic field. Would there even be a woman you can't successfully pursue?" "Celine is different. She's too innocent. I'm afraid that I will scare her." Adam was flabbergasted. Was she innocent? Her little face with her exquisite fae-like features looked naive and innocent. But she was the one kissing him in his arms. She was also the one who had taken the initiative to snake her hand inside of his shirt. As Adam reminisced about yesterday night, a pleasurable tingle arose from the end of his spine, spreading out in ripples toward his entire body and ending with a firework explosion in his brain. It was brilliant. It was passionate. It was a sea he didn't mind drowning in. Every time he thought about last night, Adam felt his mind run amok. She wasn't innocent in bed at all. She was really good at it. She didn't just seduce men with her looks, but she could also wrap men around her finger in bed. No man would dislike a woman like her who looked innocent but was good in bed. Adam didn't answer Nathan. At that moment, Leo walked in and reported in a low voice, "Mr. Alvarez, Mrs. Alvarez has left. She's headed to the press conference." What? Did she plan to go to the press conference alone? Adam's lips were pursed into a grim straight line. She said she would deal with it herself just now. He assumed that she had a way to stop the press conference from happening. Who knew she would head to the battlefield alone? What was she up to? Was she going to land herself in trouble again? Adam got up immediately and walked out briskly. "Prepare the car. We will head to the press conference." He wanted to see what she was up to. Nathan followed suit. "Bring me along, Adam." This was a grand-scale press conference. All 36 mainstream media companies of Mercy City were present. The journalists and paparazzi were snapping away excitedly with their cameras. Larry stood before the camera and transformed into the honest, humble villager once more. "Celine may be my adoptive daughter, but I had always treated her like she was my own," Larry sobbed. Chapter 101. "I sold everything I had to send her to school, gave her everything to send her to the big city, and now she refuses to acknowledge me, says I embarrass her and wants to go back to the countryside," Larry cried. His performance was so convincing that even he almost believed it. His acting deserved a perfect score. The reporter snapped photos frantically. An adoptive daughter abandoning her rural adoptive father was headline worthy material. They were all eager to get an exclusive scoop. The journalists felt deeply sympathetic toward Larry and didn't hold back their criticism of Celine. How could Celine be so heartless? I never believed anyone could be inherently evil until Celine proved me wrong. Benami handed Larry a tissue, his voice filled with righteous anger. Today's press conference is to expose Celine for who she truly is. Too many people still don't know what kind of person she is. She can't just abandon her adoptive father. She must take responsibility. Larry wiped his face with the tissue, a sly smile flashing briefly across his lips. No matter how much protection Adam offered, Celine wouldn't escape him. Lucy exchanged a quick glance with Carly. Both of them were pleased with how things were unfolding. Hayden hadn't bothered to show up. To him, this press conference was enough to deal with Celine. He had a business dinner with a few clients at a luxury hotel and was simply waiting for good news from Lucy. Guys, as you can imagine, all my guests are gathered here. That's why there's so much noise. Lucy, meanwhile, wore a pained expression and spoke apologetically. Ladies and gentlemen, I owe you all an apology. Celine is my daughter. It's my failure as a mother that I didn't raise her properly, leading to such a negative effect. I'm not a good mother. Carly immediately took her hand. Mom, it's not your fault. The reporters chimed in. Mrs. Tate, you are a wonderful mother. Just look at how well you raised Carly. Mrs. Tate, Celine is just rotten to the core. Some people can be taught no matter how hard you try. They are such good actors. Lucy's lips curved slightly, using Celine as a stepping stone. She has successfully established herself as a good mother. It was then that Benami spoke again. The press conference has started, but Celine hasn't shown up. I bet she's too afraid to face us. Guilty conscience, anyone. His words had barely settled when a clear, confident voice rang out. Benjamin, are you talking about me? Everyone turned to see a slender, graceful figure standing at the door. Celine had arrived and she came alone. She walked forward with steady steps, the crowd of reporters instinctively parting to make way. She stopped in front of Benjamin. You've got some nerve showing up here. Benjamin snapped. Celine raised an eyebrow, her expression playful but sharp. Benjamin, make up your mind. Do you want me here or not? Pick one, will you? How dare you? Benjamin's face flashed with anger. The so-called little tyrant of Mercy City had lost to Celine yet again. Lucy smiled discreetly. It was even better that Celine had shown up. She immediately signaled Larry with a look. Larry reached out to grab Celine's hand. Celine's eyes turned icy as she glared at Larry. Don't touch me with your filthy hands. You make me sick. Larry froze. Lucy didn't miss a beat, quickly staring up the crowd. Celine, how can you still treat your adoptive father like this? Haven't you done enough? Larry chimed in. Celine, apologize to your adoptive father right now and take him home. Sorry, Carly chimed in. Celine, apologize to your adoptive father right now and take him home with you. Benami added, Celine, you are absolutely despicable. The reporters swarmed closer. This is all happening right in front of us. Celine, your true personality is hideous. We will make sure the world knows who you truly are. As Adam and Nathan entered the venue, this chaos scene was the first thing they saw. Celine was standing alone, surrounded and under siege. So, let's go to chapter 102 and we're going to end at this chapter. Chapter 102. The press conference spiraled into chaos with accusations flying at Celine from every direction. My case want me to stop so that we can go and eat dinner. So I'm just going to end at this chapter. Then I'll continue later when they fall asleep. Adam's gaze was ice cold, a flicker of exasperation crossing his otherwise impassive face. Did Celine not really realize this was like walking into the lion's den? How reckless could she be to come here alone? What the hell? Nathan muttered under his breath. He stepped forward, ready to shield Celine from the growing mob. However, someone had already beat him to it. Adam moved swiftly, his long strides cutting through the crowd. Nathan was speechless. What kind of wingman was he? What a way to read the room. However, the chaotic room felt eerily silent. Celine, surrounded by hostile faces, lifted her head. Her clear, unwavering gaze swept over the crowd. Though she didn't raise her voice, the quiet authority in her gaze commanded attention. The sheer strength in her demeanor made everyone hold their breath. Adam froze at mid-step. He had never seen this side of her before. The reporters now stood dumbstruck. Something about Celine's presence was intimidating. Letting her gaze linger on her face, Celine's eyes locked onto Larry. Did you really think I came here alone? Larry flinched. What are you talking about? Suddenly, Ruben's voice rang out. There he is. That's Larry. All heads turned to see a team of uniformed police officers entering the room. The tension in the air became palpable as they marched directly toward Larry, presenting an interest warrant. Larry Slake, you are under arrest for extortion, kidnapping, and attempted rape. The officer declared. The click of handcuffs echoed like a tender clap. The press conference exploded into chaos. Everything escalated so quickly, and nobody had any idea what was going on. The once pitied man was now revealed as a dangerous criminal. Benjamin was dumbfounded. Officers, there has to be some mistake. He's a simple villager, an honest man. Extortion, kidnapping, attempted rape. Who did he even try to assault? He tried to rape me. Those words struck like a hammer, reverberating in everyone's ears. Gasps rippled through the crowd as they turned their stone faces towards Celine. However, no one was more shaken than Larry, Lucy, and Carly. At that moment, Ruben ran to Celine's side. As a best friend, she refused to let Celine face this alone. So the issue with rapists is that they know that the victim is ashamed to speak about it. So you see them walking freely, going on with their daily life because the victim is afraid to speak about it. But when the victim speak about it, so they try to use it against the victim. So Larry and Carly and Lucy thought Celine will not be able to talk about it because she's ashamed, because every rape victim is ashamed to even talk about it. It's so despicable to even talk about it. My baby is not feeling well, so she have lost a lot of weight. She just she just woke up and you can see those words struck like a hammer, reverberating in everyone's ear. My love, it's okay. Why? Oh, what is that? Oh, here. I don't cry, my love. Hey, it's okay, my love. Gasps rippled through the crowd as they turned their stone faces towards Celine. However, no one was more shaken than Larry, Lucy, and Carly. At that moment, my love, it's okay. Don't cry again. What? It's okay. At that moment, Ruben ran to Celine's side as her best friend. She refused to let Celine face this alone. Celine raised a photograph for everyone to see. It was the very image Larry had used to blackmail her. Facing the cameras and reporters, her voice carried unwavering strength. Yes, Larry is my adoptive father, but he is also a pedophile. 10 years ago, he was convicted of abusing and molesting children and sentenced to 10 years in prison. The room went still. Every pair of eyes locked onto the photograph in her hand. My love, it's okay. Celine's voice didn't falter as she continued. He was released recently and came straight for me. First, he tried to blackmail me for 100 million using this photo. Then he knocked me unconscious in a club, kidnapped me and dragged me to a mountain cave where he attempted to rape me. He pulled out a small recording device. Her sharp gaze pinned Larry in place. I've been wearing this hidden camera. It has recorded every single crime you committed. Larry's face went pale in disbelief. He didn't expect Celine to carry a recording device all along. How could she? Celine stepped forward, closing the distance between them. She leaned in slightly to talk to Larry, but her eyes were locked on Lucy. I was the first to know you were released. You thought you had me trapped, didn't you? But the truth is, I've been waiting for you. 10 years behind bars wasn't enough for what you have done. This time, I'll make sure you never see the light of the day again. And that is where we end today, guys. I really, really love this part. 10 years imprisonment is not enough for him to pay for what he did to Celine. After doing this and going to jail for 10 years, he didn't learn anything. He came back to do the same. So this time, I think he's going to spend his life there. So guys, what do you think? What do you think about what Celine did? I think she did marvelous. I mean, she's so smart, guys. She is so smart. Sometimes you need to let your enemies think you don't know their plans. You need to make them think you don't know them. You don't know what they have done to you. The evil they have done to you, because some of these people, they are animals. They are animals. They don't have feelings. They don't have emotions. No matter what they have done, since they didn't get, they will come back. They will repeat it again until you teach them a lesson. And sometimes the best way to get them is to pretend, to act like a fool, like you don't know them. Like the saying goes, sometimes you need to act like a fool to make fools think they are fooling you, until the fools finally realize they are the fools. So that's how sometimes you need to act. You need to let them think they don't know you, like you don't know them. Because some people are willing to go to the extreme to destroy people, to use their power, to abuse their power, to destroy the innocent, to destroy people that they consider weak. So I believe you learned a lot from this story today, and I'll see you all again in the next chapter. But until then, bye.